Alright, in this video we're going to discuss calculating midpoints. This should be a topic that you've covered in the past, so hopefully it's just review, but if it's not, make sure you get help when you need it. So let's go ahead and look at the midpoint formula. So midpoint formula. So to calculate the midpoint of a segment given the coordinates x1, y1 and x2, y2. So let's take a look at this on a coordinate grid. So we have some points here, doesn't really matter where they are. We'll call this x1, y1, and we'll put another point over here. I'm just picking some arbitrary spots to put these, and we're going to connect these. And what we want to do is we want to find the point, we'll just kind of estimate it here, that's right in the middle. Alright, and in order to do that, I like to use a capital M for midpoint. So to find the coordinates of that midpoint, what we're going to do is we're going to add the two x values and divide by 2, and we're going to add the two y values and divide by 2. And that'll give us the new coordinates of this point right in the middle. Now, since we have 2 points, if you remember, an average, to find an average, we add up how many things there are and then divide by the number of items. So if we were trying to find the average of 10 numbers, we would add the 10 numbers and then divide by 10. Well, here we have 2 points, one on each end, and we want to find the average, the middle. So we add up the x's, divide by 2, because there's 2 x values, and we do the same with the y's. So basically, we are finding the average x value and average y value. So that might be an easy way for you to remember how to find the midpoint. Just think about the midpoint as the middle is an average. To find the average of 2 things, you add them and divide by 2. Alright, so let's take a look at an example here. So I'm going to label these 2 points. I'm going to label this P. I'm going to label this Q. And we want to try and find the midpoint. So let's find the coordinates of each point. So for point P, I've got -5, 5, -5, 5. And for point Q, I've got 9, -3. And what we're going to do to find the midpoint, so let's do some highlighting here. Here's my 2 x values. If you have highlighters, I recommend using them so you don't make silly mistakes. And then here are my y values. So I know I'm going to add my x values. So -5 plus 9 divided by 2. And we'll do the same thing with the y values. 5 plus -3, be careful with your signs, divided by 2. And that's going to give me 4 divided by 2 and 2 divided by 2, which will continue to simplify, which gives me 2, 1. So that would be the point right in the middle. Let's go to 2, 1. That's right there. That does look like it's going to be in the middle. And that's it. That's your midpoint. Alright, so in a minute, I'm going to have you go ahead and finish the examples that we don't do, but let's do one more example. So let's go to example 2, find the midpoint of a segment with the following endpoints. So again, let's do some highlighting. So here's my x values, and here's my y values, and we'll find the midpoint. So we're going to add the x values, 3 plus -2 divided by 2, average of the x's. 9 plus 5 divided by 2, average of the y's. So that's 3 minus 2 is 1, so 1 over 2 9 plus 5 is 14. 14 divided by 2, and if we simplify, we're going to end up with 1/2, comma, 7. All right, so that's pretty much it for finding midpoints. And you're going to go ahead and finish the other examples. And if you need any help, make sure you get that. It's important that you get your questions answered. And we'll see you in the next video.